A Kingsman agency. Refined but brutal.
Welcome to the club.
Time to dance. The Kingsman, only in cinemas.
Hi, I'm Celine and I'm from TGV Cinemas Malaysia. We are so happy to have you for our session today. I hope you don't mind, but I will just jump straight into the questions.
Sure.
Okay, so so for the first question, Djimon and Gemma, can you give us a quick introduction about your characters in the movie?
I am Shola in the story, an ex-warrior out of Africa who befriended Oxford and became his confidant. And yeah, that's about Shola.
I play Nanny Watkins, who's also called Polly, and she is she's the nanny of the Oxford household, but she also is like the kind of housekeeper as well. And she is the sort of she runs things. She's the sort of the glue for all the characters, and like Shola, she is like a right-hand woman to the Duke, and there's more to her than meets the eye.
So do you see like any similarities between you and your characters?
Well, similarity, I think that's it's a little far-fetched to speak of similarity, but again, I think being the instrument of interpretation, I think a part of you going to be left in some of those characters that you do play, time to time.
Yeah,
it's inevitable.
Okay, so the next question is for Gemma. We heard that you have undergone like a sharpshooting training for your character. So how was it like?
yeah, it's always so bizarre, all of this stuff, because I don't believe in carrying weapons and things like that. So yeah, and then all of a sudden, like, you're taken to an armory and you're handling weapons, and it's always quite bizarre. And the thing that I mainly had to learn to do was move with the shotgun, which was very heavy, these shotguns from the time, these rifles. And also Matthew wanted me to be able to kind of spin the pistol, which I do, but it's harder than it looks. I mean, I'm sure Djimon would be like straight away, but for me, it took a lot of practice to do that. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun doing all of that kind of action stuff. I wish I had more to do in it, but maybe in the next movie I will, I hope.
All right, okay. All right, so back to both of you. What were your first impression when you first read the script? Were there any parts of the story that made you feel attracted to it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the one big attraction I had with the story to the using the revisionist history part of the story, which is I think just like having to revisit a part of history, and certainly using part of history to sort of like recount a sort of fictional part of that. See, history making, it's rare, and I think Matthew Vaughn and the writers did an amazing job in incorporating the history of Europe back during the First World War One, and with a bit of fiction. I think it's very difficult to do, and all the characters that somewhat were relevant during that time were quite accurately put together here.
Yeah, I agree. And there's so much, the lead up to World War One and the events that kind of led to it, and also during World War One. I didn't realize that there, I was reading the script and going, no, that surely didn't happen. And then you research it and it did. And it's kind of a great backdrop for this kind of crazy film, because it was a really crazy time in history when there was so much going on and so many conflicting agendas and a lot of kind of under the radar stuff happening. So I was really impressed by that in the script, how he managed to incorporate the history, but also, create this adventure film and this, at times like really comedic, at times really tragic. It was like a real mixture of so much, but it all worked. I thought that was really like it's a real ride. You go on this ride, and even when reading the script, I felt that. So
we actually have a special request for you from the fans in Malaysia. Well, in the trailer, there's a line by Polly. She said that, why is it that boys are always so messy? And the fans really love that. So can you reenact the scene and the line again for all your fans in Malaysia?
Okay, I'll try and remember the accent. It's slightly different to my own. I think I said, why is it that boys are always so messy?
Why is it that boys are always so messy?
Okay, all right, that's good. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. It was truly a pleasure talking to both of you, and thank you so much. I wish you all the best.
Thanks to you.
Thank you.
We are the first independent intelligence agency, the Kingsman. And now it is time for us to kill. And kill. And kill.
Do you forget your manners?
Guilty as charged.
The King's Man, only in cinemas.